Well, good evening, everybody, and would somebody please give me a sound check? Make sure this thing is up and running tonight. And I can easily check that. Testing 1, 2. Yep, I've got some. All right, everybody, how's everybody doing tonight? Oh, forgot part of my uniform. Sorry about that. Excuse me for a minute. Okay, alright, do a little bit of adjusting here. I had planned on Okay, we're getting into this with the software is shutting down my um, audio, and I'm going to have to keep going back and forth and correct it, so thanks for warning me about that. Anyway, as I was trying to say, over on Tim's uh, BitChute site, he did post the header to this document, but he left a couple things out. Basically, he censored his own lawsuit. And what he did was there's this file number up here in the top right. It's not, for some reason, it's not going to show my cursor, but it's this file number 21CB536, which is the filing that they did on the lawsuit. And Randy Lynn Erickson is named as both the plaintiff and counter-defendant, and it has Craig Randall Sawyer as defendant and counter-claimant. And Tim Holmseth also, or whoever is running that channel, censored Robert Hammer and Kim Picazio, aka Kim L. Picazio. Now, why this was done, I don't know. And it goes through, this order goes through counterclaimant Craig Randall Sawyer has filed a motion to strike proceedings, entered judgment by default, and for other relief. Sawyer seeks several kinds of relief. For the reasons below, Sawyer's motion will be denied in full. And it goes on. First, Sawyer requests entry of default judgment against counter-defendant Randy Lynn Erickson on his defamation counterclaim. This request will be denied because Sawyer has not applied for and the clerk has not entered Erickson's default. Entry default. Okay. Now, default entry under Rule 55 precede grant for default judgment. Excuse me, I'm mashing this thing. That's why I have it up here so you guys can read it. Of a default judgment under Rule 55. Beyond that, Sawyer's recommendation of law does not analyze whether the challenged facts constitute a legitimate cause of action that would entitle him to the monetary and injunction relief he seeks. Consequently, Sawyer's request for various injunctive and monetary relief will also be denied. Second, Sawyer moves to strike Erickson's self-styled motions, declarations, affidavits, and documents, and other items filed with the court. Rule 12F of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure allows the court to strike from a pleading an insufficient defense or any redundant, immaterial, impertinent, or scandalous manner, as the district has routinely observed. Motions to strike are only applicable to proceedings. Sawyer acknowledges that even construing Erickson's self-styled motions and other filings liberally, there is nothing remotely close to resembling an answer to his counterclaims. Sawyer's motion to strike will be denied for this full reason. Last, Sawyer seeks an order that restricts Erickson from future filings in this matter or any other matter without a licensed attorney or without approval from the court. And the answer is a district court may, in its discretion, place reasonable restrictions on any litigant who files non-meritorious actions for obviously malicious purposes and who generally abuses judicial process. Erickson's filings are at times difficult to understand, lacking in legal support, and needlessly voluminous, but it is too soon to determine that the judicial process has been so abused and will continue to be so that Erickson should be restricted. Based on the aforegoing in all facts, records, and proceedings herein, it is ordered that counterclaimant Craig Sawyer's motion to strike proceedings, enter judgment by default, and other relief is denied. Now, granted, Erickson seems to have won one for now. Now, let me go back up here because I'm going to leave this. Everybody to scribble down if they want the case number, since for some reason they didn't post it over on BitChute, except for someone came in and posted it on their behalf, because for some reason they didn't want this case number made public. But one of the claims that Homseth made on his account, or whoever is running that thing, is that okay, I got it. Excuse me just a second. I got to do something here. This is not a professional operation, so bear with me. Oh, I'm in brand. Oh, I know what it is. All right. There. We'll dispense with that for now. But anyway, in his BitChute comment, Holmes said that this order specifically allows him to continue to report on this case. Well, there's something interesting about all this. There's nothing in this order that says anything about Tim Homseth at all. Tim Homseth has never been prohibited from reporting this court case. He's free to report on it all he wants, just like I am. You know, the only thing that he might have a problem with is if he mentions Kim Picasio, because there is an existing order in place. That's why this idiot is on the run from the law. Now, Mr. Homseth declares that he is on the run because he's going to be assassinated and all this other baloney. And, you know, the proof of this, which is supposedly in this lawsuit, because Mrs. Erickson is claiming that she herself is a target of alleged assassination attempts. She's claimed that she was swatted, and life is just so unfair to Mrs. Erickson that she had to file not only this lawsuit, but orders asking for the identification of a Deep State Dave Twitter account. Or, yeah, I guess it's a Twitter account, but it's an account that's been trolling them when it is widely believed and alleged that it is either Tim Homseth or one of his handlers that are making the account up only to create drama for Timothy Charles Homseth. Now, I'm not going to be able to show this because I simply don't have time, but I'm going to bring it up on a companion screen so I can read this. There's been a lot of weird things in this. Starting with the most recent. He posted, arrest of fake DHS Secret Service agent will lead to murder of congressional defense contractor. Now, the wording here is kind of weird because he's talking about Mr. Hallett, Chris Hallett. And now let me read this again so you guys understand what he's saying here. Arrest of fake DHS Secret Service agents will lead to murder of congressional defense contractor. Now, what's interesting about this is Chris Hallett is already dead. Neely Blanchard is going to go on trial possibly in August of this year for the murder of Chris Hallett. Now, the proper wording would probably have been will lead to solving the murder of Chris Hallett or something along those lines, but this is a poorly written headline, again, by Mr. Holmseth or one of his handlers in regards to this particular video. And we go down. Now, this is an interesting one. Federal judge dead 2 months after Timothy Holmseth filed complaint against him. Now, again, I think this has to do with Chris Hallett. The judge was a federal judge, and he's 80, he was 80-some years old, 87, 89 years old, and he died. Now, it's probably, the guy's old. He's 10 years older, he's more than 10 years older than I am, and you get around to your 80s, 90s, you probably are going to die. But Tim Holmseth made a big deal about the fact that he reported this guy, I guess for covering up this so-called material that Chris Hallett had submitted to the federal court. Which, of course, is a false statement on Holmseth's part because Chris Hallett filed no such thing. Chris Hallett was filing paperwork that had to do with personal legal business and had nothing to do with E-Clause or the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force or anything of this nature. And, of course, they have this little receipt, which they magically got from Hallett, I guess, and they're going around saying that this is proof that there's some kind of secret information that Hallett gave to the court. And supposedly Holmseth and Randy and somebody else is supposed to have copies of this, but they've never produced it. Or else what they produce is the same bullshit that they've always published. But there's been a lot of this in the news in this channel lately about Chris Hallett and Tim Holmseth trying to use this man's death for some unknown reason. And now we have him celebrating the death of this judge whom he filed some kind of complaint against. But the thing of it is, number one, it was an old complaint. Number two, nothing ever came of it. Old file 13. And I'm in the process of doing a FOIA request because I'd love to see what this is all about. And so, so this is up there. And also, another accusation against Tim Holmseth's favorite target, Vice President Pence. And the headline is, now this is going to be kind of icky, literally, so bear with me. This is the headline. Mike Pence carefully choked tiny boy to die at the very moment Pence ejaculated into him. Now, this is pretty damn gross. Now, this video was made by Tory Smith, who is, I guess, a favorite of Holmseth or something, but they're on the same wavelength. And so they're after Vice President Pence again. And so, Holmseth has been making accusations of this kind against Vice President Pence for years. I mean, he has claimed that Vice President Pence is trying to assassinate him, or did. The guy even went up to either Illinois or up to Wisconsin or Minnesota with the sole purpose of supervising this guy getting assassinated. And once again, Timothy Homseth takes advantage of something. Timothy Charles Homseth reported fake feds days before major arrests in Washington, D.C. Well, see, the problem is Tim Homseth reported no such thing. It was a headline that had been made in the news. And the fake feds in Washington, D.C. had actually been out there before Tim Homseth said anything about it. There had been an investigation ongoing about this particular incident. But once again, Tim Homseth yanks headlines from the news and makes it his own. And let's see, Michael Flynn is on the target. You know, what's funny about this is Tim Homseth has been against Michael Flynn for quite some time. But there is a video that I saw recently on Twitter that shows Tim Homseth fully supporting Mike Flynn at one time. And this is proof that for when the purpose suits him, Tim Homseth will turn his back on people he originally supported. He was a big supporter of Mike Flynn, called him a hero and everything else. This was back when Flynn had been pardoned by the former president and all sorts of, and all sorts of things were going on. And, once Lynn Wood came into the scene and became kind of a big hit, Tim Homseth decided to support Lynn Wood and has supported Lynn Wood ever since, and probably will continue to support Lynn Wood until something happens to dissuade Tim Homseth from supporting Lynn Wood, and he'll go right back to supporting somebody else. And we're getting into cannibalism by Hillary Clinton again. But this is, the whole Q-verse is into this because this is a political situation. Anything that is not Trump is evil in their eyes. And as we're discussing now in this paperwork I put up tonight, when this first came out, which was the 7th, I was not able to get on the air before, tonight. I got a colossal case of the burps tonight to report on this because I've had a god-awful busy schedule. But anyway, this is the history has been made statement. But come up here. Whoop. See, Amber, say hi to the audience. Amber decided to come up here and butt into my show. And anyway, okay, Amber, you got to behave. I'm trying to do a show. You know that, don't you? Yes. All right, I got to put you down. Go. Anyway, let me get back here. Somehow I got into where I didn't want to be. Scroll down. All right. Now, see if I can get this to. Okay, this was on the video portion of his page here, and the thing scrolled. But anyway, this is the fish story that kind of grew a little bit. And we have Randy Lynn Erickson. History has been made. Randy Lynn Erickson, Elk River, Minnesota, successfully entered evidence and exhibits of an international human trafficking conspiracy. U.S. presidents torturing, murdering, and eating kids involving Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, Joe Biden, Mike Pence, and others in an attempt by Dorrell law firm to strike all evidence has been denied. Dorrell also attempted to have Timothy Charles Holmseth from prevented from reporting on the case, which was also denied. Now, as I showed you earlier, there is nothing, absolutely nothing in the paperwork mentioning Tim Holmseth or his reporting. There is nothing there. But Tim Holmseth makes this about himself. Oh, Task Force is in here. Truth Punisher is not part of the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force. You heard it here first. So, Truth Punisher, you have been outed by the task force, the chief propagandist over on BitChute, that you are person non grata, that there is no more useful there. And, task force, if you ever decide to answer a question, I would like you to tell me why in the official court documents that were handed out and that I have a copy of and have placed on this website, why the case number is missing off this court document that you want the world to know, and why one of the counterclaimants was retracted from your BitChute page. Why is this? This is a public court document. And on your page over there, they even in the comment section posted the unredacted information regarding this case. Now, it seems counterintuitive to me that if somebody wants all this information to come out, they want it all public, as they're bragging about over on BitChute, that they would not mind having the aforementioned document posted on BitChute. It's an official document. And, it's... But just... shoot, this is not going to come... Okay, it's not... But this is what they do. The PPTF is something that's made up by a bored housewife as a way to make money. Okay, let me put that up there just so people know. It's funny how incredibly gullible. Oh, see, now, here, she's asking me questions. See, this is what she does. Task Force asks questions every time she comes in here. When was the last time you were in Putnam County? Well, I guess it was the last time I was in Putnam County. See, here... Task Force, you do this every time you come in here. You ask questions and make demands, but you do nothing. You say nothing, you do nothing. I have asked you question after question after question, and you refuse to answer any of them. Yet you come in and stalk this room with this crap. Global currencies are about to fail. I am prepared. Well, good for you. I'm glad you're prepared. That means you aren't going to mind losing a lawsuit with Craig Sawyer, because currencies aren't going to be any good anyway. At 71 years old, I really don't care. Probably not going to be around that long. But, we go through this every time she comes on here. She says this nonsense. Demands that I show her pictures of my living room. Wonders if I got a job at Walmart. And all this other stuff that has absolutely nothing to do with the abuse of children, pedophilia, child trafficking, child porn, none of it. She never touches that subject. She is only interested in trolling this channel and making a general nuisance of herself. And they're over there on that other channel bragging about this win. Now, here's a little comparison I'm going to do. Think of this barrage of lawsuits going on with these people as a ball game. 9 innings. This is the first strike in the first inning. The game ain't over. It's going to go the full 9 innings, may even go over, if it's tied, it's going to go overtime. I mean, we are at the beginning of a very, very long legal process. We are not going to know who wins this lawsuit and the counterclaim until either the judge or the jury makes a decision. Then we'll know. And, coming out and saying, well, we won, we made history because of one motion or request was denied by the judge. That ain't the way it works. And she sits there and calls this judge a barfly, and he's the one that just ruled in their favor. What is with these people? They sit there and say that this is an admiralty court and that it's an illegitimate court. You have Smirky Kirky over there saying this whole judicial process is a fraud, and yet when they win a small victory, they celebrate. These people can't make up their damn mind. But, let's see if I can get back into the deal here, because I want to go down through with some of this stuff. Because, clearly the dip is watching this channel. Now, when you go over to BitChute, especially to this April 7th headline, you're going to see a picture of Timothy Charles Homseth next to a boat. A sailing yacht. And it's a sailing yacht that is, or was, for sale. Now, as I have mentioned previously, Timothy Charles Homseth has been taking pictures of himself, selfies, in front of boats that are for sale. Why? Is Timothy Charles Homseth suddenly a millionaire and he can afford to go out and start window shopping for boats? I mean, what's going on here? Why won't they comment about it? They had made a comment originally that, he was with his family and they were at this marina in Alabama and they just happened to go to a boat show. They said, look at that, a boat show. Why don't we go over and take a look? I mean, it's normal. People do it. And so they went over to look at this boat. And, I can understand somebody saying, hey, I like boats personally. And let's look at these boats just for the hell of it. So they went around, looked at a bunch of boats, and they decided, it'll be fun. We'll just go ahead and pose in front of this boat and take a selfie. Fair enough. But then why, after the selfies are all over, did Timmy go into the office of the marina and asked, how much is the boat? What does it take to operate the boat? Do I need a special license? What's the details of here or what I have to do if I buy this boat? And he got a brochure and the price of the boat, which was quite steep, by the way. And within a week of him being there, that boat was sold, and it was sold in kind of a weird anonymous thing through a broker. It's not unusual that people buy boats that way, but he did. Maybe. But anyway, I'm not saying he bought the boat, but it just seems kind of weird that right after he looked at it, somebody bought it and bought it anonymously through a broker. So, but this is typical Timmy, though. He makes himself the headline in post after post on BitChute and over on Telegram and everywhere else. It's always him. You know, and can't forget April 1st, he lit into me over this Whitey Bulger thing, and that kind of went down the tubes. I haven't heard much about that. And this stuff keeps getting regurgitated as time goes on. Right now, the latest thing is this arrest of fake Secret Service, and he put himself right in the middle of it. But another thing I brought out too is Bob Hammer and John Reagan. Now, this idiot over on Timmy's channel, Evil Destroyer, he calls himself or herself, said, I want proof that John Reagan is dead. I don't believe John Reagan is dead. Well, it took me exactly 5 minutes to go on my little cheap-ass keyboard here and go into Google and obituary. John Reagan. St. Augustine. Bam, up it came. Sent the link to Evil Destroyer with the obituary. Not a word. They do it every time. Well, yeah, of course he is. I mean, Bob Hammer's in a really great position because, here's, I love it. But anyway, Bob Hammer has a very, very strong case against Randy Erickson because the claim is being made that Bob Hammer and John Reagan are the same man. And they're not. And the proof is, there's all kinds of proof of this, but the proof is the fact that John Reagan is dead. Has been dead for a decade. Since 2012 or 10. And Evil Destroyer apparently doesn't know how to use Google. And Randy doesn't know how to use Google. And Tim certainly doesn't know how to Google. It doesn't matter because Tim will not tell the truth. Timothy is a pathological liar. Randy enables it. And it's going to wind up, biting him in the ass when this all comes to court. And the only problem is, because it takes a year to 2 years to run this crap into the court to get it taken care of, they can continue to make these stupid headlines over on BitChute at their leisure. That's what Craig Sawyer apparently was trying to do with his orders. He was trying to get them to shut the hell up and leave them alone, and they won't do it. They do the same thing with me. They're in here stalking this channel once again, and they won't leave me alone. And they whine and cry about this tiny little YouTube channel with 24 people on it, which is unusually high, by the way. And why? I'm looking at, you go over to their channel, and they got 2,147 views, 5,870 views, 3,133 views, blah, 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 blah. And they brag about having 36,278 subscribers. huge propaganda site. And yet over here, I've got 23 views. When the show ends and it comes back, I average about 150 views per video. And I've got 1,117 subscribers at last check, or somewhere in that neighborhood. Yeah, so what? I haven't seen or talked to Jeremiah Reagan in almost a decade, so what? Here we go with weird comments. We have the Great Reset. Oh boy. But, yeah. I guess I'll put that up so that... Oh well. But I'll do that. Well, I'll tell you what, I don't care if Tim Homseth is more popular than me. He's over there's this thing called likes attract. And he's in with a nest of liars, so yeah, he's more popular than me. I don't give a shit. If Tim Homseth is more popular than me, then why is Tim Homseth and his handler bothering me? And I love this one. Mert urged Jeremiah to beat up Levi. No, I did not. So there you go. Randy is incapable of telling the truth. Or task force. Whoever is running that thing, that is a bald-faced lie. I didn't encourage anybody to do anything. It's number one, it was a hoax set up by radio news. Jeremiah Reagan didn't even know about it until he found out about it. But this is the thing. We are talking about people being, this is so screwed up I can't even get words. What does this rant that's going on in my room by task force have to do with missing and exploited children? It has absolutely nothing to do. This is trolling 101. That task force is coming in here to troll people and to try and get people away from this channel. And truth is the least popular thing going on. And Mark, you put it succinctly. I don't profess to be a war correspondent. I don't profess to be a FBI witness. I do not profess to work for any president, current or former, and I certainly do not contend that I am working for the Joint Special Operations Command. I am a truck driver that runs a YouTube channel. Period. I come on here, I share my grievances with my audience, and that's it. Nothing special, nothing dramatic. Nothing I say or do here on this channel is going to mean a damn thing. People are going to do what they are going to do. I am not in the position to do anything. It would make absolutely no sense for Kim Picasio or anyone else to pay me to get on here and fight with the domestic terrorists over there, because I am a big fat nothing. I am one grain on a sand on the beach. Period. People come in here, they decide whether or not I'm relevant, and they leave. They subscribe or they don't. It makes no difference. I say what I say, and we move on. Now, they do their thing over there on BitChute, and I report on it because I think it's absolutely funny. And, they're accusing the Vice President of the United States, the former Vice President of the United States, of attempting to murder an unemployed pizza delivery driver. And now we have the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force. Big, huge government something. And what's the most important thing on the PPTS mind right now? The huge, globally important thing. Where's Levi? That's their priority. They want to know where Levi is. Why? What is so damn important about Levi that this obsessed person needs to know where he's at? What's the deal here? What makes Levi so important? And on the other hand, what makes me so damn important that task force is over here trolling this station? Task force, where's your integrity? Never mind, you never have any. And I was going to say the exact same thing. Task force has absolutely no integrity. And task force is a fake Christian. Task force did not believe in the Ten Commandments. She doesn't believe in the teachings of the Bible because her actions go against that. And the second most important thing that task force wants to know, where is Goddard? How you like that, folks? That is all this person is interested in. Where is Levi? Where is Goddard? Wow. I mean, I did not admit that Levi's not important. I don't, see, another lie. See, task force just loves to lie, put things out there. I actually considered Levi pretty important. I mean, he's making a name for himself. I mean, now he may not be Walter Cronkite or Dan Rather, but he's getting there. I mean, he's more famous than I am, more famous than Tim Homseth is. You don't see Tim Homseth on HLN, CNN, or any of these other national programs. He just has this little following over there on BitChute. And I got to take care of something. Be right back, folks. You sit there and chat away. Ooh. Phew. Okay. Levi is in his 30s. Well, I think there's quite a few people out there that are in the 30s. And Task Force has a burr up their ass over Levi Page. And task force also has a burr up their ass over Agent 19. Now, Agent 19 is not jealous of Homeseth. I mean, that's a bunch of crap. But, this kind of useless crap is the only thing that task force is capable of. I mean, basically doing character assassinations against these people. Why? What's the big deal? The big deal is that Agent 19 is telling the truth about these people, and they don't like it. And I don't understand what any of this has to do with the so-called cause of defending helpless children. Now, we have Timothy Charles Homeseth, Randy Erickson, and everybody over on BitChute declaring that they support Vladimir Putin. And what did Vladimir Putin just do in the last few days? Kidnapped 1,200 children, took them back to Russia to be put up for adoption. I thought the task force was fighting this sort of thing. But no, task force is not. Task force is coming into this room and making this comment. What does Levi Page's looks and his age have to do with missing and exploited children? What does it have to do with pornography, child pornography? What does it have to do with anything? Nothing. This is a personal attack against Levi Page. That's all these people are capable of. So I don't get it. But I'll tell you something. People over on BitChute are getting wise. Now, BitChute is for people that believe in Trump, that believe in what Q stands for, and so on and so forth. The high command is over there to exploit these people's belief and pretend, to support their cause. And what they're doing is they are making money off BitChute. They are making money off these gullible people over there that believe all this nonsense. And Tim Homeseth has convinced a bunch of these gullible people that he is this war correspondent that has all these connections and he's in hiding because the government wants to do him harm, which is a bunch of crap. Nobody cares about Homeseth. Homeseth could have been arrested in Ada County way back when. But we have a threat against Deep State Dave. Well, this ought to be interesting, task force, because it's common belief that Deep State Dave is a creation of you, as a matter of fact, in order to create false drama with Tim. That you got to have this pretend person out there attacking Tim to make Tim look important when Tim is nothing. This is a hoax. This is pretend. The task force and Tim Homeseth make these, Timmy's on assignment. Yeah, Timmy's on assignment. We've heard this for years. The only assignment Timmy's on is to shut up and stay out of the way so that you people can generate your fairy tales. Tim Homeseth is no more on assignment than I am. He's just a mouthpiece. He's a figurehead. He's being used by people to spread all this false information. And the day that Tim Homeseth is no longer useful, that'll be the end of Tim Homeseth. He will be abandoned and he will be one of the homeless people living out of their cars in Nowhereville, America. This is not, this Pentagon Pedophile Task Force is destined to fail. It's destined to be a beach boat in the middle of nowhere. Okay. Of that, Michael, I would not be surprised because we really don't know where he's at. They come up with this excuse of he's on assignment. And the only time you hear from Timothy Charles Homseth is when he comes out of hiding and takes a picture of himself in front of a yacht, or takes pictures of himself in front of a building holding a book that he's literally giving away. It's not for sale anywhere. It's just, here, you want a book? I'll send you a book. So, it's funny, Michael, is I was actually asked who you were. And I don't know who you were exactly, but somebody asked me if I knew who you were. And I got chewed out because I said, I don't know. You got my old Ustream archives. Really? That's interesting, because I didn't think Ustream archived. Oh, you're in Sorrento. Really? What are you doing in Sorrento? I don't live there anymore. You say a lot of things, Task Force, but you don't prove it. Send me a selfie of you in Sorrento. That ought to be interesting. It's 9:58 Eastern Time, so it would have to be in the dark. You're not in Sorrento. You couldn't describe Sorrento if you tried. But fine, you're in Sorrento. That's fine. Enjoy it up there. That's funny. She's in Sorrento. Sorrento is where I used to live, by the way. I don't know what she'd be doing up there. You wouldn't, she couldn't describe Sorrento. It's like she couldn't describe. Oh, here we go with On Assignment again. What's on? What are you doing on assignment, Task Force? Or who's on assignment? You saying that Timmy's on assignment? Timmy's not on assignment. He's being controlled. Interesting trolling going on with I'm curious about something. Let's see. This is not, because I always got to check in. Since Task Force is here, this means the other account's up and running. Oh. And let me check something here. Oh, okay. That's an old one. All right, let me back out of that. Let me go up here. Let me go over here. Let me go in here. 4. 3. 4. Okay. Nothing going on there, which I should. That's a surprise. Nothing going on there. Things are surprisingly quiet over there tonight. That's interesting. Catherine. Actionable intelligence. Oh, okay. Who is Catherine? This is. That's just more trolling on the fake command or fake force, whichever you want to call it. See, it's been an hour, so, well, that thing is... Yeah, the only thing I can figure out is task force must be in Sorrento on Google Maps or something, because the AirPads. There's something that apparently these people know nothing about, and it's going to take me a minute because I got to research this. I had planned on doing a article on these, but there's been a see, I know what I want to do. Okay, you guys just chat away here. I'm in the process of doing something. Because this is apparently... And I'm going to start off with, there's been a lot of talk in the news about AirTags. And those of you who are familiar with Apple's might know what AirTags are. And for those of you who know about AirTags, there are AirTags for Androids. But, let's see. Crimes against humanity. Ooh. Plain explain. What? Task force is that, not understanding this. How do we get into airplanes? But I just, task force again is not making any sense. I don't understand what that plain explain is. But getting back to AirTags, I would suggest that some people might want to be concerned about AirTags. These little devices are not very big. They could even go down, say, the vent grill to a Armada or anywhere in a Nissan, Toyota, Hyundai. Very useful thingy-majobbies. Enough of that. But there have been reports that, in the travel that Timmy was out in cactus country, either Arizona, New Mexico, California even. There's cactus in California. There are deserts in a good part of the United States. And you do remember that I was talking about the Mesa Project, which had nothing to do with this subject, but it's just, Mesa, Arizona. And it had, to be perfectly honest, it's a camper that I was going to convert, but I haven't done yet. But interesting thing about cactus, some of them have cameras in them. Now, not gonna, people can do their research on it, but there's a reason why there are cameras in cacti. So the next time you're out in California or Arizona, and maybe you're under the car or looking through your car trying to figure out where all the air tags are, you might want to look up and smile at the camera in the cactus. Just something to consider. 28 people here. Well, there's 27 now. Yeah, surprises me. But, I don't know who these 27 people are. They're welcome. Hi 27 people, 28 people. Welcome to the live stream. I mean, you're not over on, what's this? Okay, we have a new account set up over on Telegram. Comes on every time I'm on the air. And it's got a picture of Levi Page. Now, this happens all the time over there on Telegram. We have this weirdo, and we all know who this weirdo is, that comes in, and she puts these pictures on Telegram. And the pictures on Telegram will stay up for a couple hours, and then poof, they disappear. This is account number 12 by this individual. Always changes the name, never comes back as the same person. But, I guess this is how important Levi is to these people. That they go and they recirculate the same pictures. What did I do in Miami? Well, I did whatever I did when I was in Miami. And what makes you think I was in Miami? That's question number one. See, I'd be real curious. Okay, when was I in Miami, and what was, how did you find out I was in Miami? This would be a good picture to. Oh, you must be the one posting that. And it disappeared. That account just went off the air. Because how would you know it's an ugly picture if you're not that account? So we just caught Task Force impersonating an account. And the minute I mentioned that channel, it disappeared. Not only was the image taken off, the account disappeared. Same thing every night. Oh, it's not who I thought it was. Well, the person got a notification. Well, it does, it doesn't matter where they run to. If they knew anything about technology, they would know that there is no place to run because you never know where the camera's going to be. You never know where the air tag is going to be. You never know where surveillance equipment's going to be that law enforcement uses to track people down. And they I got to answer a message. Doggone it. Oh, leering into space is back. Nice picture of Alex. But, yeah, we're in the same cycle again with the trolls. Okay, I just... Yeah, I understand that, Thomas. I just I get a kick out of this. Every time I come on the air, there's a parallel account at Telegram that come on and put up um, random pictures. Legitimate question here, which Task Force will not answer. But we'll see how Leering doesn't understand something about Telegram. When you post something to Telegram, the pictures automatically are downloaded into a cell phone, the viewer. And even if you cancel your account, the content is on the phone. So every time that this looking into space is sending photographs or comments, they automatically get downloaded into my phone. Saves me from having to screenshot everything. It just automatically goes into my phone. And this is a feature of Telegram. Kind of interesting. But looks like it's going to let this picture stay up a while. So now I have Alex Goddard staring at me on my smartphone. Well, by the way, for those that are interested, I'm a dollar away from collecting my first payment from YouTube. I'm at $99 and something. It's only taken 6 months to get here. Oh, another lie from the task force. No, I never said Levi's ugly. And looking into space just deleted the picture. Well, that lasted a little bit longer than normal. But again, this is all the task force is capable of, is making these personal attacks that mean absolutely nothing. What are you going to do? I mean, this is all task force is capable of doing, is personal attacks and lying. It's their trademark. And they don't care. And they support an enemy of the United States and of the world, as a matter of fact, because there's a boatload, of people that don't like Putin. Well, Task Force doesn't care about the truth. That much is abundantly clear because it's obvious. Anybody that does even the smallest amount of research, oh, Larry put up another picture. Oh, a picture of me. And interesting thing about this picture, I'm not, this is a picture stolen from my old Facebook. It's a picture that I put up. It's me standing by in a pickup truck I used to have. But for some reason, Layering likes my looks, and so she put up my picture. At least it's something new. Boy, I tell you, some of the weird shit they put up on BitChute. People are crazy. Oh. Well, yeah, it's my opinion and that of many others that she is screwed in court. Um, because the evidence that she put into the court can be used against her. These are false accusations that she has made against people, and this is going to be used to prove their case. Because she is not going to be able to prove that these accusations are true. They are blatantly false. Oh, thank you. And this is going to literally bite them in the ass, because these people are going to get up in court and they're going to say, this is what this woman is accusing us of. All this weird stuff over on this channel. And this woman claims to be in direct contact with the former First Lady of the United States, the former President of the United States. They are claiming that the former Vice President of the United States tried to assassinate him, and the jury's going to go, what? And they're going to say, well, in favor of Craig Sawyer, Bob Hammer, and Kim Picasio. She's going to lose and lose big. Oh my goodness, the owner of Web Sleuth made it onto the Leering Into Space account. Surprise, surprise. That's new. I wonder what she did to deserve to be on this stalker's radar. So somebody can tell the owner of Web Sleuth that she is on Telegram, at least for the next 20 minutes, by some weirdo, a woman who confessed to lewd acts in front of a minor is also on there. Must be that Leering Into Space is a fan of hers. Has her picture, but it's the first time I've seen Teresa Griffith on one of these weird stalking accounts. I guess somebody's got to burr up their ass against her. I don't know why, but judging by who this person might be behind this 12th fake account over on Telegram, I can only imagine why. Probably jealousy, because Teresa Griffith does more towards the cause of true crime and trying to solve crimes than Timmy Homeseth ever thought of doing. Well, it would be nice if Tim Homeseth were put in jail, but, nobody cares about Tim Homeseth and law enforcement. They're glad to be rid of him. He was a big headache for the people up in in northwest Minnesota, and they're glad to see he's gone. They really don't want to see him back. So it's probably good that explains it. Because, this person, who I pretty well am certain of who it is, basically put her picture up on this weird account. And we have, this is now we're starting to recirculate the old pictures. We got a picture of Levi Page and Nancy Grace. I believe this was taken at CNN or HLN, one Timothy is very, 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 very jealous of Levi Page because Levi Page has done something that he can't do. He's gotten out of national media. And he's fairly famous because of that. Same thing with Alex Goddard. Alex Goddard got into the national media. She was featured in a documentary, an award-winning documentary, and they're jealous of that because all they can do is post crap over on BitChute, Telegram, maybe even Rumble, and some of these other obscure websites. He's a nothing burger. And I don't know, I don't know why they would be jealous of me. I run a channel with 30 people on it, no big deal. But if they're that thin-skinned, then so be it. He's not fighting trafficking, Mark. This is the problem. He is a fraud. All he does is write headline after headline. He's not fighting trafficking. This is the point I keep trying to get across with you people. He exploits true believers. I mean, there are people out there who... Oh, now he's put up a picture of Monograph. There is no truth to what he does. He doesn't do any of this stuff. He's not in the... the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force is something that was created by a housewife. David Strait even said that. All they're doing, they came over to BitChute and the QAnon movement because they saw money. And they take and they make these fancy headlines, use video editors, steal content from other people, and take credit for themselves. If you look at all of Tim Homseth's publications, or publications made in Tim Homseth's name, all you are seeing is content taking from other sources. Homseth is doing absolutely nothing. He has not saved one child. He has not done anything for the cause of fighting any abuse of children, the murder of children, all this stuff. He's not doing a damn thing. If he did the least true thing, there'd be no problem with it. But he is attacking people who are not guilty of these crimes. Ken Picasio is not guilty of a damn thing. Jeremiah Reagan is not guilty of a damn thing. Levi Page isn't guilty of a damn thing. None of these people that they attack are guilty of a damn thing other than disagreeing with him. If you disagree with Tim Homseth, you will be labeled a pedophile. It's as simple as that. He's done it to every single person that has questioned his actions. And so there, Mark, is your answer. If you believe that Timmy Homseth is fighting the cause and is accomplishing something, then open up your wallet and give him money. Because that's what he's looking for. And he's got a donation page on his blog. He's got a donation page on his BitChute channel. So go put your money where your mouth is. Who knows? If you're lucky, he may send you one of those books. Okay, we got... I guess that's Jeremiah. I don't know who the woman is. That's a new one. I don't know who that woman is. So, leering into space. You want to identify that woman? Ouch. Well, I hope you're healing up good. That has to hurt. I've known people that have had hip replacements. Who am I? I'm a retired truck driver. I run a small YouTube channel. And my primary purpose for being here is to defend myself against the false accusations of a small group of people on BitChute. I'm accused of being a serial killer. I'm accused of being a serial rapist. I'm accused of doing evil things to children. And none of this is true. I've tried to get this guy to leave me alone for over a decade, and he refuses to do so. And so I have to, my primary purpose here is to defend my reputation, even though it's destroyed beyond redemption. Tim Holmseth is neither. Tim Holmseth is status unknown. He's basically kind of like a puppet or something. I mean, well, the guy I want to leave me alone, his name is Timothy Charles Holmseth. And his handler, someone who goes by the handle of Task Force. And that's basically it. I mean, these people lie about me. They lie about other people. And, you know, they're QAnons, or pretend to be QAnons. And they believe in what, you know, they don't like Democrats, which I don't care. You know, they can dislike whoever they want. But they keep putting up videos about me over on their BitChute channel. There's hundreds of them over there, and they've even got a blog dedicated to me on WordPress. I mean, you know, what can I say? So there you go, Mark. You got it. No, who the hell that is? Interesting. And that's all right, Mark. Yeah, there's a guy came in just as Mark was asking me questions. That's why I put his name across the banner, so people would know who I was commenting to. But let's see. Weird. Thanks, Larry. I appreciate that. I think I may have finally got over the thing, and by the end of the month, I'll get my first payment from YouTube. Tell you, this is not something to go into if you're going to make money, because it's very difficult to do, especially when you got people sabotaging your channel. All right, we got another one. Nope, same one. I don't know why this thing showed a new photo. It's the same photo. Alrighty. Hans Gruber is on. Who is Harry Ebner? Painting cacti. Thought that's kind of a coincidence. One of my followers is showing a picture of painting cacti, and I just had cacti on the show. Well, I believe there is a court appearance that she has to attend by mobile, by remote, they call it, but mobile, having to do with a violation that she has been accused of. So she has to appear to answer that. That is probably going to be towards the end of the week, Thursday or Friday, I believe. I'd have to check my calendar. Um, and so there will be that. Um, how much money does Levi make? Hell, I don't know. Why don't you ask Levi? I don't know what business it is of yours, but, I don't know what he makes. See, this is all Task Force is interested in, is personal information on people that have absolutely nothing to do with anything. Deep State Dave is an account that was made up by Timothy Charles Homeseth to attack himself. Deep State Dave does not exist. Tim Homeseth does this to create fake drama. Now, if you want to believe that Deep State Dave is a real person, more power to you. But more than one person has declared the Deep State Dave is nothing more than a hoax perpetrated by Tim Homeseth or his handlers to create fake drama. If Deep State Dave was guilty of everything that Tim Homeseth and Randy Erickson is accused him of, Deep State Dave would have been in jail by now. But they can't because it's all a hoax. Estimates that we have come up with state that Randy Erickson, the task force, and so forth are making somewhere in the neighborhood of $10,000 to $25,000 a month off of BitChute alone. And this is money that is not being reported to the IRS. Mark, I wish. I make what I make on Social Security. Oh God, we're into politics. No, I'm not. I'll admit that right up front. But at the same time, neither is Tim Homeseth. He pretends to be, but he's not. He has, and as far as the Q is, the Q, in my opinion, and based on a lot of facts, is a hoax perpetrated by the Watkins family. I have nothing good to say about QAnon. QAnon came from the same place that Anonymous came from, the original Anonymous, not the ones that are out there now. So that's just I'm not in that area of philosophy, and that's another reason why I'm attacked. Because if you are against Trump or you are against QAnon, you're a target. That's just the way it is. It's like we can no longer have disagreements based on political philosophy anymore. You get personally attacked for it, and it's a shame. Because I have a majority of the people on this channel do not like Biden and are supporters of Trump and the philosophy of Trump. Robert Horton, I'm not familiar with. David Strait, I think, is a fraud. But the funny thing about David Strait, if you go back and look, he disavowed the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force. He said it's a made-up name, a silly made-up name, if I remember the video correctly. But it is alleged that David Strait is cooperating with the FBI. That's why he was visited, and that he might be cooperating with the FBI against the PPTF and people that surround it. So it's something that I have been watching very closely. Yeah, anybody that can do so, you might want to watch that documentary. It's pretty interesting. Um, it's just that Watkins pulled the wool over everybody's eyes. They're making a fortune off bull crap. So, but oh, Jade, that guy is a basket case. The guy claims to have uh, a patent on a flag that was around before he was even born. I mean, that is absolute craziness. Nothing new out of that idiot. Well, the cloning station. Tim Holmseth also believes in lizard people, fish people, um, stuff out of the Weekly World News and any of those way out there magazine, tabloid junk you see in the supermarkets. It's really funny, the stuff that he believes in. Uh, and, nobody's ever seen a real live fish person, so that's, or a lizard person for that matter. And I think he probably got the idea from the science fiction movie and TV series V. Um, that was kind of a weird 60s, 70s, 80s TV series. It was interesting science fiction. But I think that's where he got the lizard people from. Well, that's one way to put it. Let's see what we got here. Would a licensed Florida broker be able to allow her agents to engage in this type of stalking? What the hell is this? Oh, bitch, yeah. Now this account is, uh, well, apparently this licensed broker is doing just that. So. What do I believe in what context? I believe that everything that um, QAnon says is bull crap. Um, I don't believe anything that QAnon says at all. So why don't you be a little more specific, Mark, on what I believe? Because so far I've said what I don't believe. I don't believe the misinformation that's being given out about okay, let's not talk about QAnon for a moment. I am what you might call, I'm an independent politically, and I'm just a little bit to the left. I have had it with Republicans, so I wouldn't vote for a Republican if they were the only thing on the ticket. Um, I believe in Social Security. I believe in Medicare. I would prefer to see universal health care, like most of the countries. And why have we got audio? All right, this is new. Levi, your friend is here. It's Levi. Yeah, it's Levi. Oh, hi, Levi. We're going to go on vacation, Levi. That's what you said. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know why that cut off. I gotta listen to this a minute. He's my best friend. I can't see what it is. Now you are completely gone. Well, this is interesting. Levi, your friend is here. It's Levi. Yeah, it's Levi. Oh, hi, Levi.
Going up to Savannah.
Oh, good job, good job.
He's my best friend. I can't see him.
Now you are completely gone. That's weird. Must be this 14-second clip. It was me and Kim Picazzi. I'm not sure what that was about. I made so many. Well, guess what, Task Force? You support Vladimir Putin, and guess what they have in Russia? Universal health care. So, we are the only country in the world that doesn't have it. And if you don't like it, tough shit. But that's, Mark asked the question. It's funny, Task Force, you don't answer questions. I answer questions, but you don't. Why is that? But again, this isn't about, I believe in the truth, is what I believe in. To be perfectly clear with you. I don't believe the false accusations that have been made against President Biden. I believe he won legitimately. I think the people involved in the January 6th uprising need to be prosecuted. That's what I believe. And I believe that Timothy Charles Holmseth is a pathological liar, and he's a foreign agent. And he's a puppet of Vladimir Putin. And 99.9% of the things he says on the internet is a complete lie. So that's what I believe. Still can't get over it. I'm going to have to analyze that audio recording. Let's see, can I... Levi, your friend is here. But somebody's recording this leering into space is recording my show and then playing back clips. And I'm not sure when this clip was. Another obsessed weirdo. But, so that was interesting to say the least. I think that's the first time that account's done that. Mark, Task Force is supposed to be an American. If Task Force is a Canadian, then that brings up a lot more questions because Randy's not Canadian. So if a Canadian is running Task Force, then that brings up a whole slew of questions about what's going on and what is the fate of Mr. Holmseth. Well, not sure what that's about, but and that this is not really supposed to be a political channel. I mean, everybody knows my political beliefs. I don't hide it. If you've been over on my Twitter account, you can pretty well guess what. Yes, I've been triple vaccinated. I got the original 2-part and I got the booster, and if it's recommended that I get the 4th shot, I will. I'm 71 years old, and I'm in that risk group where I cannot afford to get COVID. So I get tested regularly and fully vaccinated. And I believe everybody should get vaccinated. I do not believe the crap that is put out there by the anti-jab people. Now, you're perfectly free not to get the shot. If you don't want to get the shot, then don't get it. I certainly hope that Tim Holmseth did not get the shot, and I certainly hope that Randy did not get the shot. And we have, a current picture of Randy. Not that 20-year-old one that's being shown. Tugboat Annie herself is on Telegram. Interesting. That's why this is who I think it is, because the person over on Telegram doesn't like... Well, the world is confusing, Mark, and the only thing I suggest to people is, if you believe in something, believe in it, but don't castigate those who don't agree. I mean, the problem with the anti-jab people, for the most part, or a lot of them anyway, is that they attack people that want to, that have either gotten the shots or want to get the shots, and they attack people that wear masks, even if the mandate has been lifted. People have the freedom to wear a mask. If you don't like them wearing a mask, just leave them alone. And so that's it. I am a big believer in science, and I have studied closely the science of the vaccines that have been put out there by the various companies, and the data, the peer well, I agree with you, Mark. There's a lot of that going on, and I've been guilty of it myself, because when people start to question the vaccines, I automatically assume that they're anti-vax. So I am guilty of that, and I admit it. And a lot of people that ask legitimate questions about whether or not the vaccine is valid have a good reason to do so. So I will apologize if I came across that way. But it's part of the division in this country. I mean, people that disagree with each other anymore are the enemy of each other. Instead of saying, okay, you believe in this, I may not agree with it, we'll agree to disagree, we shake hands and so forth. That's gone. And it's unfortunate because we cannot be the same across the board. We're not going to be all Democrats, and we're not going to be all Republicans. Every election cycle, you're going to have Democrats that win, Democrats that lose, Republicans that win, Republicans that lose. It's just the way this country works. And if it leans Republican one cycle, and then we put up with whatever the Republicans do. If it leans towards the Democrats during the cycle, we have to put up with what the Democrats do. And then our unique form of government here in the United States is a three-part government where there's checks and balances on all three sides, or at least there used to be, so that any mistakes can be questioned or addressed. And if it goes too far in the wrong or in one direction, then everybody suffers because of whatever happened on the wrong end of the spectrum. And it takes time to right the ship, so to speak. Although this PPTF ship ain't going to be righted anytime soon. So that, okay. What I want to do is I want to double check. I'm doing a case search right now because I want to check and see if anything is new in one of the cases that I'm covering. Okay. Oh, geez. Alright, let's see if this works. Shouldn't put the O if you think about it, but you put I there to express something. Okay, I'm not quite clear on what you're saying there. Okay, the Blanchard case is on hold basically. Nothing since the, excuse me, case of dry throat. And now I'm going to sneeze. Okay, I turned the mic off because I didn't want to be sneezing into the mic. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure who you were talking to there. Um, I was trying to figure out what you were saying, but consistent numbers tonight. Okay, for some reason, Leerings hasn't sent anything new for the past 8 minutes. Thanks, Mark. I'll try not to fart on camera. If I'm gonna fart, I'll mute it. But it's allergy season here in Florida, and I have a thing where oak pollen makes me sneeze. So. Nope, I am me. Nobody else is me. Or are you Mert? Oh. Nope, this Mert is Mert. Let's see who we. Oh, repeat picture Jeremiah with a tattoo on. That's the recycled silly going on. And Leering was into space is kind of like a song you hear over and over and over again. It's always the same song. The blood-brain barrier in health issues is not an easy topic. I guess not. Somebody's coming out of hiding again. Hello, Amber. Alright, well, I guess. Hold on. Let me do something, Amber. Oh, Amber. Okay, Amber's making an entrance here. Okay. Amber decided to come visit. Graphene oxide. Black goo. Ugh. Okay. Interesting thread here on the chat. If I stop petting this dog, she gets all frisky. Yep, there she goes. Says, "Don't you dare stop petting me." Oh. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, folks. Yes. Well, yeah. I'm from Florida. I live in Apopka, Florida, which is to the north. It's to the northwest of Orlando. It's about a 20-minute drive. Um, and so, yeah, I've been down here for quite a long time. I'm originally from upstate New York. In New York. I was born and raised up there, and then I came down here and have been down here for quite a long time. I came down here to work in an industry, and I've been here ever since. All right, Amber, you go do your you go do your dog thing. Okay. I'll tell you what, it's almost 11 o'clock, and I have some things that I have to do. Um, so I'm going to close this out. I will say that the nanobot industry is not quite as advanced as people think it is. They got a long ways to go. And thank you for the promotion, L. Kennedy. I always appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that came in here. Oh, we got 3 photos here before I sign off. Oh, we go with the boobs again. Hey, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what this is. You know, the Leering into space, if you're listening to me, would you please get help? See a psychiatrist, a psychologist, something. You definitely need uh, mental help. In task force, that goes for you too. You really need to see a psychiatrist. You need to see a psychologist. Yes, I'm from Elmira, New York. You have doxed me for years, so you know every detail about me except certain details which I'm surprised you haven't been able to find, but you're not a very good researcher. But yes, I'm from Elmira, New York, and if anybody's ever seen the Miracle on, or not Miracle on 34th Street, what the heck was it? Anyway, is that movie in Elmira, New York got mentioned in it. Elmira, New York's gotten mentioned on a soap opera. Elmira, New York is known for being the burial place of Mark Twain. Everything in Elmira is Mark Twain, Mark Twain, Mark Twain. Elmira, New York used to be the capital, or the fire engine capital of the world. We had American LaFrance in Elmira, and we also had Ward LaFrance in Elmira. So you had a little bit of a history lesson there with Elmira, New York. Thanks to task force who seems to be obsessed with everything Mert. And she's not obsessed enough because she's shitty at research. Or else she wouldn't be attacking me in the way she is. Because my background would prove to her absolutely that I am not guilty of the accusations that Tim Holmseth has made against me. But, of course, task force is not interested in the truth. Task force is only interested in task force and all the money that she can make off the lying that task force does on a daily basis. Well, this is a new picture of Jeremiah. It's by the ocean, I guess. Interesting. Well, that account will disappear once I sign off. Anyway, please like, subscribe, hit the notification page, and share this content, which I am sure Task Force is going to do in their next defamatory video. And stay tuned. I'm not sure if I'm going to be in the air on the other channel tomorrow night or not. It's going to be easier if I run these 2 channels separate rather than doing a multicast, which is why I'm not on the Task Force for Truth channel. That's either going to be a standalone broadcast or it's going to be recorded content on that channel only. I'm not sure yet. And I'm working on a way to migrate some of this over. Well, look at it this way, task force. I don't care how much money you make. All you think about is money, 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 money. You brag about it every time. Oh, task force makes all this money. So what? I'm on Social Security. I'm living comfortable. Uh, you brag about everything. How important you are, all the money you make. Brag, 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 brag. It's all about you. You, and only you. And guess what? I'm glad you make more money than me than I do in a year, because guess what? When you lose that lawsuit, Craig Sawyer, Bob Hammer, and Kim Picasio are going to get it because you lied and they can prove it in court. So, I guess you're going to have to go out and buy bitcoins or something, or maybe get some of that currency that Phil McConnell was selling, because you're going to have to hide your assets, which you're not going to be able to do. Because right now, at this very moment, people that need to know exactly to the penny how much you make. And that money will be provided to the courts in due time. Matter of fact, you have to report it to the court as the lawsuit progresses. You have to tell the court your net worth. That's the law. Even if you're the plaintiff or the defendant, you have to report your income to the court. That's the way it works. You should have thought of this before you started this lawsuit, but you're going to find out the hard way that there are consequences to lying. So enjoy yourself. I've told people here before, and I'll tell them again, I am not wealthy. I'm comfortable. I'm able to, I'm living in an old trailer, and because of that, my rent is fairly cheap, and I'm able to get by. And that's that. So if all money is more important to people like Task Force than children. Her statement right here, anybody that is for children, for stopping the abuse of children, should look at Task Force as a fraud, because all Task Force cares about is money. She's, every time you turn around, it's always about money. M-O-N-E-Y. That's all she cares about. And Timmy may not care about money, but Timmy's not in control of his own life. It's being controlled by Task Force and those around the PPTF. You go over to the high command, the first thing you're going to see is a $sign and Tipper Pledge. That's right there on the upper right-hand corner of Task Force. If you go over to TimothyCharlesHomestead.com, there's a donation page there, because that's all they're interested in. And, there's a lot of money floating around with this group. And they are looking at yachts. Why did they need a yacht? They refused to answer that. Tim Homestead got very upset with me because I will not stop talking about him and his yacht. There's something funny going on here. Now, Timmy's not been seen. Is he on board one of these yachts? Is that where he's hiding? Anchored out in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico someplace, or on a lake someplace, or in the ocean someplace? What's the deal with these yachts? And short sale. Well, you're a real estate broker, Task Force. I think you know what a short sale is. I mean, so what? This is the thing. This is, I had to sell my house on what they call a short sale, as did millions upon people in this country did, because of Republican economic policies under the Bush administration. And also because of people that wouldn't leave me alone, and I lost an extraordinary amount of money with lies being told by the likes of the Task Force, and because of Tim Homestead. And I'm running over time because Task Force is in here trolling me, so we got an extension. That figures as long as Task Force is in here talking about nothing but money, 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 and money, because that's all Task Force cares about, then let's talk about money. and talk about the real-time losses that happen when people lie about you, like Task Force and Tim Holmseth has lied about me. I at one time was making $3 million a year. That all vanished because of someone who made false accusations against me. Well, I guess I'm a loser because that's all you care about is money. You went through bankruptcy. Task Force, loser. If you want to talk about, you screwed a contractor who was supposed to be a friend out of over $100,000 because you filed bankruptcy to avoid paying for work that he did. You wound up getting a building for free because you screwed a contractor. And you said, oh, that was a great business deal. Fantastic business deal. Yeah. Guess what? I never filed for bankruptcy. Everybody knows about my short sale. I talked about this a long time ago. That because of the real estate bust that happened back in 2009, 2010, and because my wife died, and she, this is something that people don't understand, is one person cannot have a decent standard of living in this country anymore. You have to be a two-income household. Now, my wife and I built a house, and we lived in a house for 10 years until my wife died. And when my wife died, the income died with her. And so here I am with this house that I couldn't afford. And my resolution, rather than have the house repossessed, foreclosed on, I did a short sale, as millions of people have done in this country. And so, fine. If you want to call me a name because of something that happened in my life, fine. You filed bankruptcy. You are a loser. So, there you go. You're more interested in my personal affairs than you are in saving children. Why is that? See, this is something I don't understand. I am one of 300 and some odd million people in this country. I am one of 1 billion users on YouTube. I have got this small YouTube channel. 70 people into it right now. And, I am occupying real estate in your head. You're obsessed with me. That's all you talk about is me. Not children, not their exploitation, not their murder, not this pornographic stuff that's going on. It's me, every day. All the things you put up on YouTube or on BitChute, on Telegram, on Gab, over on the WordPress blog, that's all you do. Nothing else. Why is that? Why this obsession with me? That's the curious part. I mean, there's a lot of people wondering that. Even over on BitChute, if you read the BitChute channel, people are questioning that. How did who end up on your channel? Me? Let me, what? Okay, what is your channel, by the way? My memory is not the best in the world. Yeah, that's been alleged, that she said that she was broke, didn't have a penny to her name, and yet she says the opposite. She says she is a wealthy real estate broker. And yet she had to file bankruptcy. No, I'm not afraid of task force's questions. I'm selective about what I'll answer because I want to make a point here. I don't hide. Task Force does. Task Force hides behind her username. She hides from the truth. And so this is the reason. Like your channel on my subscribe list. That may be something that I'd have to see a link to your channel, Mark. I can't get to it from this chat for some reason. You're welcome to send me a link or how I can find your channel, and I can look. Because if you're discussing something I'm interested in, for whatever reason, then I probably subscribe to your channel. Well, I'm not taking sides on the Flynn situation because I'm not a fan of Finn and I'm not a fan of Lynn Wood either. So, well, if there's evidence, there's evidence. I mean, this will all come out because it's against the law to file bankruptcy and lie about your assets. And if that's what she did, then she's going to be held accountable for it. But, she is, she's going around digging into my past and there's nothing there out of the ordinary. I mean, millions upon millions of people went through economic problems because of the real estate situation. And yes, I sold a house in a short sale. And what a short sale does, for people that don't know this, if you get into a situation where a house is going to be foreclosed upon under a new situation they came out during the housing bust because they had so many of these, there were millions upon millions of people going through this. They gave you the option that you could sell your house in a short sale. And what would happen is the house would be sold. That way you would not get hit with a foreclosure on your credit rating. It really doesn't hurt your credit rating. So you do a short sale on the house. They even give you a small amount of money to help with moving expenses and stuff. And it's a way for you to start over again. Now, naturally, back in those days, I was not making, I was only on Social Security, so I took the short sale and I moved into a mobile home, and I've been in a mobile home from that day forward. And it's a matter of right. You can find all this stuff in court, so I'm not, there's no point in hiding it because it's there. But so what? But again, this is what happens when you disagree with people. They don't care about what they profess to believe in. They care about smearing you personally. And that's what's going on here. This is a direct evidence of a smear campaign by the task force. Rather than discuss missing and exploited children, rather than discussing pedophilia and all this other stuff, task force is only interested in the fact that I went through a short sale a decade ago. Yeah, and the only person that's going to eat her lunch is the parties in this lawsuit. Jeez, I can't remember who that woman was. Familiar face. And we got a picture of Timothy Charles Holmseth in an undershirt. I'm going to save that one. Let me, since we're going into overtime here. Oh, yeah, this is priceless. Never before seen photograph. Why does this keep doing this? Shit. Jeez. Phone's acting weird. Okay, let me see now. Okay, bear with me. I hadn't expected to. Oh, I downloaded it twice. Okay. A little surprised that Leering sent this, but what the heck. I think what's happened, I think Leering has changed her loyalty and is not so much a friend of Timmy anymore. Now we're getting pictures of Timmy, but you're gonna like these two. So just bear with me because I gotta upload these. I'm not believing this. When the hell does she find these pictures? Okay. Got that one. Now, those are two examples of pictures. Agent Circle, welcome. Haven't Task Force. I had clothes on. What I did not have on was a shirt. Now, everybody, breaking news. It is against the law under the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force to be bare-chested as a male. If you are a male, you must wear a shirt. You cannot be seen anywhere without a shirt on. This is the decree of the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force. So, any guy out there that goes on camera, make sure you have a shirt on. Because you don't want to go to Twitter jail or YouTube jail or whatever jail because you're not wearing a shirt. This is straight from the PPTF. Unbelievable. Maybe she meant shirt sale. Okay, speaking of, and I guess according to the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force, it is okay, come on, to pick your nose and when on camera. Now, this was sent to me by an account over on Telegram called Leering into Space. And it's obvious to me this was taken live because if you notice over in the right-hand corner, that curtain, Homestead used to do these live streams where he would do these live screens piggybacking off of Wi-Fi at restaurants because he's too cheap to have his own internet. And in one of the videos, he had this propensity to pick his nose. And everybody sat there in astonishment and watched him pick his nose live on the internet. And this is one of the videos that Tim Holmseth took down. This used to be on his Facebook page. And he took it down. And, you know, And there's another picture of Tim Holmseth. Let me download it. You know, and it's a picture of Timmy in his underwear. Now, there is a term. It's called undershirt because it's worn under the shirt. It is underwear. So here's a picture of Timmy in his underwear. Now, isn't that trip? But here we go. We have Timothy Charles Holmseth on camera in public picking his nose. Now, ain't that something? And Michael, as far as I know, Timmy is still living in his car. Oh, another interesting picture of Timmy. I swear this person is taking all the pictures of Tim Holmseth off his live streaming in the car and posting it over on Telegram. Damn it. I'm having a heck of a time with this phone tonight. It keeps flashing on and off. Not sure why. I think it's because it's one of the things I'm doing is I got to clean the phone out because it's Telegram is wreaking havoc with my phone. But it's a little bit of a process I got to go through here. Not sure about this last. All right. Gotta refresh this because for some reason it didn't automatically send it. For some reason it didn't send the picture. Let me do that again. Yeah, I remember that. That raised all kinds of flags when that came out. Comparison photo between Timmy and Levi. Boy, talk about contrast. This one I am going to put up because I think this is funny. Yep, I was going to sign off and I got into overtime with this strange person over on Telegram. Leering into space, you ought to post that video. That's a trip. Because that was deleted too. Search 14th SS Division, see what comes up. What the hell is that about, Agent? Okay, now let me back out of here. Go to Facebook. Twitter. Oh, that's why it didn't send. Okay. Alright, now I'm beginning to get the hang of this thing. Okay, we go down. I guess you could call this bonus material since I'm was going to sign off on the top of the hour, and we got um, okay. All right, now let me do this. Okay, I guess we're supposed to compare Timmy to Levi in this one. And then we got this one that looks like he's snorting cocaine or something. He's kind of out there. Well, look at me. So I thought that's great. Now we're having a slideshow tonight, courtesy of this weirdo over on Telegram. And that's 11:24. That's 4 minutes ago, so I guess that's the... So anyway, I'm going to hang in here just 2 more minutes to see if anything comes of that. But I'm going to put I love this picture. I think this really tells the truth about Timmy. So there's a... Since we're into the personal habits of people. And we got a picture of Field McConnell. GLYNDON, Minnesota. And this is that. I guess that's another picture of Field McConnell. Interesting set of pictures this person's putting up tonight. Yeah, you can say, haha, that Tim Holmseth's kind of nosy. I think that'll finally take care of that one. Only the nose knows. But let me... Oh, nothing there. Okay. I'm curious. There's some point in this mess. Oh, we got another picture. Looks like we got a picture of Alex. That picture's been around a while. Yep, picture of Alex. And that, I believe, was one of her old profile pictures. So, yeah, this leering into space all over the... Isn't Mert supposed to be sunny? Yeah, that's what Tim Holmseth said. He actually... Let me go down to that. Now it's Whitey Bulger. Who is Sunny? I have no idea who Sunny is. You want to refresh my memory there, Mark? Because I just don't... I have no idea who Sunny is. Oh, Whitey Bulger. Yeah, that's who I thought you meant. Yeah, Tim Homeseth on the 1st of April, for April's Fool's Day. Uh, and the title of the video is William, I Look Like Whitey Bulger. Mert talks about meeting with the FBI regarding Timothy Charles Homeseth. And it's a picture of, he's got a sketch of Whitey Bulger when he was on the run, and me. Now, when Whitey Bulger died, he was a good 10 years older than I was. And, Tim does this. Now, Tim Homeseth has got me looking like the bridge guy in the Delphi murders. And what's funny about that Timmy has not reported on, is that the law enforcement in Delphi, Indiana are keeping a real close eye on a guy that lives about 30 miles from there. And I've done a video about this. And the guy, who the hell is this? Oh, Nancy Grace again. So we got Nancy Grace and Nancy Grace. Yeah, this is definitely who I think it is, because she's obsessed with Nancy Grace. But anyway, the Anthony Shots was an account that was set up by the suspect, or he confessed actually to a lot of child abuse, contacting teenage girls and stuff. Okay, who was Whitey Bulger? Whitey Bulger was a mobster from, I believe it was New York State. He was an informant for the FBI, and he went to prison for charges relating to his criminal conduct. And he escaped, was on the run for a while. They did a composite sketch of him while he was on the run, and they eventually caught him. And he died in 2008, I believe. But for some reason, out of the blue, with no context, Tim Homeseth posted this, or whoever handles the account over there, posted this thing where I look like Whitey Bulger. And it's like, what? I mean, why did he come up with this? I still don't understand today why he made that post. It's just like he decided, for some reason this came up, and he decided to post about it. But if you want to see if this link comes through. But if you want to, wow. Not sure why that happened, but that's supposed to be the link. And it's, I don't know. But if you search for Whitey Bulger on Google, it'll bring it up. And he basically was an American criminal, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, he was a bad guy. Okay, we have Kim Picazio on Fox TV. We have Pim Picazio, presumably on HLN. So this is another thing Tim Homeseth is jealous of, is that Kim Picazio appeared quite a number of times on national television. And he hates that. And he hates the fact that he was not able to get in her little group. And this is why he attacks Kim Picazio, because she wouldn't let him in on the party, so to speak. And so he's been angry with her ever since. It's the reason why she is attacked, is because Homeseth is obsessed with her and makes all these false accusations against Kim. And this is what the lawsuit's about, because he not only makes okay, agent, I'm going to have to disagree with you on that. I'm going to disagree with you on all of this. It's unfortunate. It's just we're going to have to agree to disagree. Um, and this is basically off topic to begin with, but since I got the I Support Ukraine up there, I guess you're. Who is Keenan Boganel? Well, let's find out. Because this. One thing you're going to learn about me is my memory sucks. So if I. Let me just double check. Do the official. Binkel. Oh, another criminal. Surprise! Keenan Boganel's channel criminal history barely resembles Tony Ingram's description. Well, I guess he's a criminal. And that's where I remember this from, because I followed Tony Ingram's page over on Facebook. Or somebody, it's trying to think. But that's the link to this information. Of all the charges he's been found guilty of, pertain to a serious problem connected with a stranger stalker, as they were in Morgan's case. Oh, I hadn't even seen that, Michael. Yeah, if I did, I don't recall it. Picture Levi Page in a tie in his car. We've seen that one before. Yeah, come on, Larry. You gotta come up with some new material. So much for signing off. We got a time extension thanks to this troll over on Telegram. I'm William Murtaugh. Where'd the comment go? I just saw a picture with his name. The picture wasn't him, it was William Murtaugh. Do you know him? Yeah. William Murtaugh is me. My name is William K. Murtaugh. I'm surprised. Mert is a common abbreviation for people that have the surname Murtaugh in various spelling. It's an Irish surname, and that's my last name, Murtaugh. And so it's gotten shortened to Mert. Who the hell is this without a t-shirt? Or without a shirt? The only thing I can guess is this is Oh, what the hell is his name? The guy that. Um, no, Mark, I don't. What I did is back during the Casey Anthony case, I took one of my production trucks out of inventory and converted it to live stream on the internet. And I covered the Casey Anthony case, the search for Kelly Anthony, and uh, yeah, the search for Kelly Anthony and the trial. I was the only one in the state of Florida who was doing 24/7 coverage of the Casey Anthony case on the internet. Um, Live streaming through the internet using multimedia, especially mobile, was relatively new back then. It was not done very much. I mean, yes, there were commercial broadcasters that were on the internet, but they were using very expensive, very sophisticated equipment. I was using closed circuit cameras and a cellular modem to do something nobody else was capable of doing at the time. And so that's where it came from. I basically, it wasn't a news agency, it was just a guy with a production truck and equipment that was live streaming over the internet and live streaming a high profile criminal case. And this is what pissed Timothy Charles Holmes's off, is because I did something he was completely incapable of doing. At what time I had 4,000 viewers watching the show. Well, I'm not sure what Mark agenda is, and I really don't care. Like I said, I don't hide, and everybody knows who has been around for any amount of time about my coverage of the Casey Anthony case, the technology I used to do it, and why Tim Holmseth is you know, that's it. Okay, Mark, YouTube sometimes will do this automatically. YouTube uses algorithms. I can't even figure out. You would have to give me a link so I know where your channel is, because I tried checking your profile and I can't seem to be able to do it. But I've had this happen before where I'm on YouTube watching videos and all of a sudden an alert will come up saying, this sort of thing. And that probably happened in your case. YouTube does this, and I don't know why or how, but if you're on YouTube any amount of time, you're going to. Okay. Okay, if you don't have a channel that explains, then all it is YouTube will randomly put sites up, and you just came in on one of those alerts because there's no rhyme or reason to it. It just happens. Because I get these all the time. If you go over to YouTube, like let me bring up YouTube, and okay, so there's somebody talking about Tinnitus Relief, Eucane's Glory, Anna Music, which is something I recommend, by the way, Artemis Launch, Best Chromebooks of 2022, We Are Being Killed Like Kittens, there's a live stream with Maurice Bernard of General Hospital, scariest aircraft of World War II. Then you got top news, and then they're talking about Costco and hearing aids, and so on and so forth. This is something that YouTube does. And it doesn't matter whether you have a channel or not. You log into YouTube, depending on what you look at in YouTube or recommendations that they make, these are going to come up. And it's got now like what's on the rooftops of New York's most famous skyscrapers. And then we got some truck driver that got run over by a train, how to unlock all Windows procedures, drone mistakes, Russians against Kremlin soldiers, carjacking fails, so on and so on and so on. YouTube does this. And what this does is, it's YouTube is algorithm driven. If you either gave a point of interest or they just tried for some, they just, for whatever reason, suggested stuff that you were interested in, and my channel came up. I get every once in a great while, I'll have someone come in here and say, why is YouTube recommending my channel? And I said, I don't know. That's YouTube. So you're going to run into this quite a bit. You're going to find at some future date, another one's going to come up with some channel that you never heard of, and you're going to wonder why you got that channel. It's just YouTube does it, Facebook does it, Twitter does it. All these streaming services do it. So that's that. I just, it benefits me that YouTube does that because it gives people something to look, it means that for some reason that YouTube feels fit to release my channel in these various pages. Oh, Derek Lassiter, that's who that is. And son of a bitch, sent me a picture of Michelle McGee. Now that's someone that I have not seen or heard from in ages. Now any of you that don't know, Michelle McGee was an individual that she didn't like me at all. And back in the Casey Anthony name, she actually destroyed my dealership with false statements and actions that she did, and was one of the reasons I had to go into short sales because of this woman. And she's disappeared off the internet. I don't know whatever became of her. But we kind of mended fences because of Derek Lassiter. He attacked her granddaughter, and I didn't appreciate him doing that, because even though I'm not friends with Michelle McGee, I didn't think that her granddaughter deserved to be treated in this manner. And so what Leering in Space did is it posted a picture of Mr. Lassiter with no shirt on. And the guy's full of tattoos. But, that's the good old days. I'm still working on that video. I'm waiting developing story. No, Mark, because I don't know anything. The people on Jeopardy are pretty damn smart. And I watch that show every once in a while to see if I can guess the things, and I am wrong so many times. I wouldn't even make it through the tryouts. There are some really, really intelligent people on that show. I mean, they must spend their life studying trivia because they know things. I'm sitting there, and it's such obscure things that they know on that show. They ask these questions. I'm sitting there, what the hell are they talking about? And then the question comes up, and I go, oh, that's something I didn't know about. Well, Well, thank you for the compliment, but, we all have our sphere of knowledge, so to speak. Based on our education, based on um, our life experiences, and based on what we're interested in. Um, so I am just like anybody else. I know things because of either research or other things. Have I ever seen the bear of Arizona? No, I don't believe so. What is that? That's um, doesn't ring a bell. Hello, Levi. Uh, our friendly neighborhood trolls posting pictures of you again over on Telegram. I posted one of them in here. It was a comparison shot between you and Timmy. Um, I'm not sure what the reason is for that picture, but there it is. Um, so, but no, I haven't seen the Baron of Arizona. I'll check it out, see what that's all about. Well, I didn't learn any new thing at my age. The story of the Library of Babel. Hmm. No, I don't believe I've seen that either. Now that one, I'd definitely be interested in reading about because I'm a big history buff, so I'll check that one out. Um, that's one of the things I was going to be doing. Their Ken Burns did a thing. I think it was on one of the founding fathers, and I'm going to check that out. Yeah, that's back in the days of his couch streams where he was in somebody's basement talking over the internet. I wouldn't be surprised the task force is still lurking, but we have this troll over on Telegram that's staying on for a record amount of time, um, and she's sending me pictures that I've never seen before. She even sent me a picture of Michelle McGee of all people. Um, so that one surprised me because I've been curious to find that out. Not short to read it during your stream. I'll go over on my Amazon account, see if they've got it over there in Kindle, or I can get a hold of it. If it's a book, I can find it. Um, but it sounds interesting. I'll have to check into that, see where it's published. 'Cause, I do have time to um, read on occasion. Yodeler. Old guy like me's getting tired here. I've actually gone an hour overtime tonight. I hadn't intended to be on this late, but I'll just sleep in tomorrow. But yeah, I thought, Levi, I thought that was kind of funny that they put up a picture. Oh, okay. Well, I'll check into that one too. I'm always looking for new things to learn or to read or watch, so I'll check into the Baron of Arizona, see, just for the sake of it. Okay. Baron of Arizona is a 1950 film, 1950 American Western film directed by Samuel Fuller and starring Vincent Price. Notorious attempt by swindler James Rebus to claim the entire territory of Arizona as his own before it was granted statehood in 1912 is recounted years later by John Griff, who works for the Department of Interior in 1872. Rebus went to great lengths to forge documents in Spain and create the illusion that he had a legal right to claim all of Arizona as his own. Huh. Now that's interesting, because that kind of paralyzed all these modern day sovereign citizens and some of the stunts that people pull to try and. All right, why am I getting this? All right, for some reason I knocked myself off the air, so I'm back. That was weird. Let's pray for peace and the end of, pray for peace. Well, I don't know about that. I think we're getting into an area where you and I would probably disagree. But this this country was originally settled primarily by the English and the Spanish, and they brought with them their philosophies and ways of running things. And when we broke away from England, who was the dominant lord, so to speak, we adopted our own system. And this is part of what's happening today. There are people that disagree with each other on the formation of this country and the way it's running. So you've got one point of view and I've got another. Now, we have our respective rights to each other's, to our way of looking at things. But this is, when you get into what they call sovereign citizens, this thing with the birth certificate comes up. And this is what Tim Holmseth pretends to be part of, is this sovereign citizen movement. It's usually migrated into the patriot movement. And I understand the point of view. I just simply disagree with it. So we'll leave it at that. But at least now you know where my head's at on this particular belief system. Hmm. 7 years after we were born. Well, all right. Well, anyway. All right. I'm going to try this again. I'm going to call it a night. Levi, thanks for stopping in, even though it was a little late in the webcast. I just would have been off the air by now. But again, I appreciate everybody coming in. Mark, I appreciate the rather interesting debate we've had tonight. I wish you well. You're welcome to come back again anytime. Now, like I said, I do not know if I'm going to be on the air tomorrow. It's the start of a very heavy week for me again, and it's going to be that way for the foreseeable future, so I may not do a live stream tomorrow night. So Again, thank you everybody. Please like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification button because there will be things coming up that I'll be reporting on. There's Joint Resolve is still up and running from what I've learned, and some of what's going on is a part of Joint Resolve. So I'll get into that as I learn information. And if I learn anything about Cynthia Abzug, I'll report it. Right now, there's not anything going on that I'm aware of other than she, well, whatever you want to call it, Mark, she may be working some kind of deal with the prosecution, and whether this is going to be a plea bargain or something else, I'm not sure of quite yet. The Queen died in Australia. Have not heard that yet. But, you know, that'll come out if it comes out. We'll know. But, you know, I have not seen anything of the Queen. You know, she is quite old. So, you know, it's possible that she died. We are not immortal. We all die. She lived a hell of a lot longer than anyone expected. If it was on Australian news, let's see. Let me look up Queen of England. See if there's anything on it. Okay. Fact check. Queen Elizabeth death hoax stemmed from tabloid site. Now this is February 22nd, so this is an old article. And March 22nd is the last inquiry. The Queen is not dead. Long live the Queen. Rolling Stone. CNN, February 24th, February 22nd, 23rd. Okay, if the Queen has died, it has not hit Google yet. Like Tower 7. I don't know anything about Australian broadcast. Oh, the Queen of Australia. They have a queen in Australia? No, that's something new. Queen of Australia. Well, it came out Queen Elizabeth II. Because I guess the yeah, they're not reporting that she's dead. So I don't know what's going on. You know, that's one of these things. If it turns out to be true, we're gonna find out because you can't hide something like that. Oh, okay. Okay. Accidentally announced it. Well, that stuff happens. Yeah, but Queen of England is the queen of the entire United Kingdom. So I guess Australia is still part of the United Kingdom. I didn't think they had a separate queen. So that's fine. I just did a quick search. Anyway, good night, everybody. I'm out of here. Appreciate the discussion or whatever it is we had tonight. Again, Mark, thanks for coming in. Feel free to come back. I'm usually on every Saturday night unless my schedule screws up. Sometimes on Friday and, Commonwealth. And sometimes on Sunday. But going to try to stick to Saturdays as much as I can. And I am going to be doing pre-recorded videos as I find the time to do them. So they'll be posted as they get put up. So good night, all. Thank you. Yeah, definitely once a week. So again, thanks everybody. Have a good night. Have a good rest of the weekend, and have a good one. Good night.